Have you been thinking about getting into real estate for the last few years and you just continue to put it off more and more and more, and the years just seem to be passing by and you still haven't purchased your first property? Or maybe you're one of those that got into it a few years ago, maybe did one or two, but you haven't done anything with it since then. Well, today I want to let you in on a little secret. As bad as everything seems right now, it is a perfect time for you to get started with real estate. And yes, the economy and the whole world is at a standstill right now. The stock market has crashed. People are getting sick. There's a lot of terrible things going on right now, but that's what makes it a perfect time for you to get started. And so if you are in a position to take advantage of this opportunity and you have been wanting to get into real estate anyway, now is a perfect time. And so in today's video, I want to go over the 5 things that you need to know right now to get started in real estate the right way. And it's coming at you right now. Welcome back to another episode of Empire Your Life, and today I'm joined by none other than Mike, the money-making monkey. That's right. And so today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that you need to know to get started in real estate the right way. And so if we're ready to get started, I think we're going to be jumping right in. But before we get there, I do want to say how much our heart goes out to all those people that have been greatly affected by the coronavirus, either health-wise or financially-wise. And so if there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. We would love to help you. Leave a comment below, send us a private message. We will be there for you. And so, this video, I'm going to be talking to my entrepreneurs, my investors, all my people that are ready to take advantage of the lows in the market right now, because there will be a lot of houses, a lot of businesses, a lot of investments that are going to be available at extremely low cost within the next few months. And so right now is a perfect time for you to set yourself up with these 5 easy steps, and that way you are ready when the market hits and you can take advantage of all the great deals out there so you can take your business and your life to the next level. Now, we'll be going over each one of these 5 things in detail today, but I also want you to take advantage of a free printout that goes over each one of these 5 things in detail. And all you need to do is either click the link below in the description, or you can visit empireyourlife.com and get your own copy of the 5 things that you need to do to get started in real estate the right way. And so I hope you click the link below, or you go to empireyourlife.com and take advantage of this completely free gift that you can use to get started. So let's go ahead and dive into number 1 today. And this really applies to pretty much anything that you do in life, or anything that you're about to get involved in life. And that simply is, you need to set a goal. It is so important that you set goals, because if you don't have a goal in mind when you start a project, or when you start a business, or when you start anything in life, then you're just floating around in space and not really getting to a specific direction, not going a specific direction, or going to get to a specific point that maybe you're looking to get to. And so the first step out of the 5 is to set a solid goal of where you see yourself, maybe in a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that might be. You need to set goals for yourself. And this could be goals like, I want to own a beach house, or I want to have 30 properties that are producing $3,000 or $4,000 in cash flow every single month. It might be, I just want to have more free time with my family and just be completely financially free. Whatever your goals are, you need to give it a lot of thought and be able to apply those goals. And that way you can set that foundation so you could head in the direction that you want to go. And I really think, and believe that if you do miss this step and do not set these goals, everything else is not going to happen for you, or it's going to be a lot harder for you to get where you think you might want to go. And so take some time. It could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, however long you think it may take, but come up with a goal. Again, is it more financially a goal for you? Is it financial freedom, just to have more time on your hands? Do you want to own more houses, vacation homes? Do you want more cars? Whatever it is special to you. There's no right or wrong answer. Just when you set a goal, that goal is specific to your needs, your wants, and where you see yourself in the future. And so give it a lot of thought, and it's so powerful that you have these short-term goals, but also make sure you have long-term goals as well. And the short-term goals are going to help you because as you're crossing those lines, those little short-term goals, it's going to continue to motivate you and push you to want to reach for those bigger and bigger goals, those longer-term goals in the end. And so very important that you have those short-term goals so you take those little steps and eventually reach those big long-term goals that may even be things that you think are completely impossible. And so feel free to dream here a little bit. You want to be semi-realistic. You don't want to come up with something just completely crazy and out the box, but go higher than what you think you might be able to go. If you think that you're going to buy enough properties, residual rental properties to create residual income of $4,000 or $5,000 a month, maybe you say, what? I want to buy enough properties to produce $10,000 worth of residual income every single month. And so, if that's your goal and you're pushing for that, maybe one day you don't quite get to $10,000 a month, but if you're reaching for that $10,000, maybe you end up at $8,000 when before you were only shooting for $5,000. So you can see how reaching for those higher goals will actually pull you and push you to go past what your limits are. And that principle applies to real estate, but it also simply applies to even fitness. Like when you're running marathons or doing these long bike rides or races and all these different things, a lot of times you don't think your body, you can push yourself to that level, but your brain, your body sets boundaries on you to want to shut you down. But if you dream big, you think big, you set high goals, you can push yourself a whole lot further than you think you can. And that applies when, say in the race like a marathon, you hit that 17-mile mark or so, and that's when people start hitting what they call the wall. Well, that wall also applies in business and life and all sorts of different things, to where that's when your brain, your body is telling you, hey, we need to slow down. Hey, this is too much. Hey, we need to stop. Well, if you continue to push through that wall, you can go from that 17, 18-mile mark all the way to 26.2 miles and finish the full marathon if you have the willpower and the knowledge, the brain power, the ability, the motivation, and you're pushing for that higher goal. And so I just hope that you set very high goals and you continue to push for them. All right, so before we jump into the next thing that you need to know to get started in real estate the right way, my buddy Mike here said that you need to do him 2 favors. Number 1, hit that like button. Let us know that you like this video. And number 2, smash that subscribe button so that way you can become a part of the Empire Your Life community as we continue to add more real estate educational videos just like this one to help set you up for success in the future. And now is a perfect time for you to dive into more information just like that, which really leads us into point 2 of the things that you need to know to get started in real estate the right way. And that is continuing to educate yourself. This is such an important part because, once you set those goals and you have a direction that you want to head in, well, then you need to educate yourself to continue to build that foundation that you can go out and, actually get things accomplished. Because if you don't educate yourself, which can be in the form of either books, watching YouTube videos just like this one, or having a mentor, somebody that you can talk with that knows more about a specific topic than you do, it's so important that we have these mentors. Now, a mentor could be a person that you maybe talk to in person, but a mentor can also be somebody that you talk to through email, phone calls, maybe Skype or Zoom meetings. There's different ways that you can contact different people, and just by getting that education and continuing to improve yourself is going to help you to get to that next level. And look, if you look at any of the greats out there that have made it in business, real estate, stocks, any aspect of life that have become great, they have set a foundation by educating themselves and have spent thousands of hours just perfecting their craft and just educating themselves and continuing to get better and better. And that's what makes them so great. Now, the people that do not educate themselves, those are the people that tend to have a lot more trouble and never reach those goals that they set for themselves. And so, number 1, set those goals. Number 2, educate yourself on whatever topic, whatever avenue of real estate or business, whatever you're looking to do. Continue to educate yourself and you'll eventually reach those goals. So let's go ahead and jump into number 3 now. Now it's time to truly set a plan for yourself, a master plan of how you're going to get to that goal. So using that education that you have, now you can figure out a plan of how you're going to actually get to that ultimate goal, whether it's short term or long term. And think of it this way, if you're going to go on a trip, say a road trip around the country or so, and would you leave without a map or a plan? If you're trying to be spontaneous, maybe you do. But for most people, you have certain things that you want to see. Maybe it's certain monuments or state parks or restaurants that you want to stop at, whatever it might be. And so the only way that you can efficiently get to where you want to get to, you're going to need to set a roadmap or a plan. And so you need to do the same exact thing for your business. Have that goal, educate yourself, and then set a plan of action to actually get to that ultimate goal that you want to get to. And that plan may be as simple as, hey, I want to do 2 fix and flip properties every single year. I want to add 1 buy and hold rental property in my portfolio every single year. So whatever your goals are, you figure out a plan to get there. And so let's say, for example, you want to get those 2 fix and flip properties per year. Well, just based off statistics and educating yourself, you know that it's going to take a lot of offers, in general, usually about 15 offers or so, to get 1 good distressed property deal. And so what does that mean when we make our plan? Well, that means that if it takes 15 offers to get 1 good deal, and I want to do 2 good fix and flip deals every single year, that means that I need to write at least 30 offers in a given period of time if it's over that year. 30 offers in order to pick up 2 properties to flip and turn over for a profit. And so that's sort of the way that you're going to back into your plan. And same thing with a rental property. You start to figure out how many offers you need to look at, how many showings you need to do, how many listings you need to read, how many agent contacts you need to make, and all that needs to go into your plan. And that way you're doing a certain thing every single day, every week, every month, and that way you can ultimately reach those goals. But without that plan, you're going to miss the mark and never reach the goals, or you may luck out and end up hitting part of your goal or get close to it just by accident. But as investors and professionals, we do not want things to just happen by chance. We want to be able to set a goal, educate ourselves, and set a plan and execute that plan to get to where we want to be. All right, so now number 4 of getting started in real estate the right way is, in most cases at least, if you're gonna buy real estate, you are gonna need some money. That's right, real estate is not free, my friend, and so you're gonna need to find some kind of money, whether that's through your own cash, maybe lines of credit. You could pull out a HELOC on your house or get a business line of credit pulled out, using private lenders, local banks, national banks, hard money lenders. There's so many different avenues that you can lean on. You could do self-directed IRAs, wherever you can pull funds from. That's going to be very important that before you start looking at your first deal, make sure that you have access to capital in some way, shape, or form, and how much capital you have access to. And just to give you a good example of this, it kind of goes back to when you have your average homeowner that's going out and trying to look for a property, a home, a place to call a home of their own. Well, you don't want to go start looking at properties until you know what you qualify for. And that's why real estate agents require people to have a pre-approval letter before they start actually showing properties to them, because the worst thing that you could do is go look at properties that you think you might can buy for $300,000 or $500,000, and they got pools and spas and movie theaters and all this great stuff in them, and they're fantastic houses. But then you go to the bank after you find this great house and realize you only qualify for $150,000. Well, now you got your hopes up and your eyes are set on something that's way out of your price range. Well, and you're unable to buy it now, and you have to go back and look at smaller properties that don't have pools, and properties that probably need work. Well, that same principle applies to investors when they start looking to buy investment properties to fix and flip or buy and hold. And so step number 1 in that process is you need to figure out where you can get your money from and how much money you can get access to. Now, there is special ways and creative financing to where, you could have sellers do owner financing for you. You could do lease purchase type deals. You could even go out and do what we call like wholesaling real estate, where you can sort of get them under contract and sell the paper to another investor. You could do double closings. There's all these different creative things that you can get involved in. But if you're somebody that is just getting started in real estate, those are very risky things to do, and you need to know all the steps and processes along the way to where you don't get yourself in trouble, because by trying to do these advanced, no money down, buy real estate with no money techniques, you put yourself in a bad position a lot of times if you don't know what you're doing. And so again, that's where we go back to that number 2 of education, to where as you continue to educate yourself, maybe if you're an experienced investor now, or maybe down the road, as you become more an experienced investor, you can try some of these no money down, buy at $0 real estate and all this by wholesaling and doing these different creative techniques. But for getting started, I do not recommend that you do that. So, because really you can just get yourself in trouble and end up losing a lot of money, or have legal, ramifications that come at you. And so you do not want that, because if you have a bad deal in your first year or your first deal or two that you're doing in real estate, it's really going to be a big demotivation for you, and you're not going to want to continue down that path. It's just going to seem hard, and it's going to seem like it's not worth it. And so I want you to feel good about your first deal, your second deal, your third deal. And so the best way that you can do that is to follow these simple steps. And with this one especially, making sure that you have your funding lined up. Again, could be cash, lines of credit, private lenders like we use a lot of, hard money lenders. There's so many avenues out there to get access to capital, and all you have to do is look for them. And so, I'll do some future videos on financing deals, so you can look forward to that. So if you haven't already, it's a good time to let you know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I believe it's down there. Hit that subscribe button, and that way, you can be a part of this community, and you can continue to see these videos as they're coming out to continue to educate yourself. And look, I don't recommend that you just follow my videos. There's a lot of good videos, content, books, things out there, people to talk to that you should take advantage of. And you should take little nuggets from everybody that you deal with every single day. And, everybody that is offering some advice to you, take a little bit from everybody and create your own strategy and figure out what works for you. Because what works for one person doesn't mean that's going to work for you. So if you're really serious about buying a property, make sure you line up that funding to where when you start actually looking at deals and you find that deal that the numbers work and it's the perfect deal to fix and flip or buy and hold, whatever you plan on doing with it, you are ready to pull the trigger and are confident that you have access to the funds to be able to buy that deal. That's so important that you're set up and ready to do that. All right, so now we're gonna get into number 5, big number 5. And this is the one where it is time to take action. So you've went and set goals for yourself, you've educated yourself, you've set a plan that you're gonna follow and you're gonna stick to. You found funding to where you can fund your deals when you do find that perfect deal. Well, now number 5 is you need to execute your plan. And so now you're looking at deals, it might be 3-4 deals a week that you're looking at, but eventually you find one, and when those numbers work, that means it's time for you to pull the trigger. Go ahead and jump in the game, because I'll tell you, if you just continue to look at deal after deal after deal and you say, oh, there'll be a better one that comes around, oh, that one's okay, but it's not really good enough for me. What I'll say is there's no perfect deal out there. So if you find a deal that is close to your numbers or close to your plan and your goals, and it works all together with the plan that you put together for yourself, pull the trigger. Go ahead and buy that deal, work that deal, because you're gonna gain so much experience. So even if you go into that deal thinking, hey, I'm gonna make $20,000, $25,000 on a fix and flip, and you end up only making $5,000. Well, yeah, that stinks. You didn't make as much money as you were hoping to make, but think about the experience and the education that you're going to have now because you were able to successfully complete at least one deal. And I call it successful. If you're making money in a deal, and even if you're not making money and you just break even, but you're able to have an experience and educate yourself, I hope you agree with me, but I think that is completely worth the time, effort, and energy that you put into it, because now when you go to buy that next deal, you're going to be that much stronger and more educated and more ready to be able to tackle whatever comes your way. And after every deal, you should feel that way, that you're stronger and better. And that's how you see these investors that go from buying, little ghetto properties up to buying, $1 million strip malls, just a few years later, is because every deal they do, they continue to educate themselves and get better, and get more experience is the key word on this one. And so number 5, be ready to pull the trigger when it's time. So you can see these 5 steps are going to set up the foundation of your entire real estate business. And so just to recap real quick, number 1, make sure you're setting a goal for yourself of where you see yourself in the future and where you want to be. Number 2, you need to educate yourself on whatever topic you're interested in. If it's land, if it's residential, if it's commercial, whatever part of the game you want to get into. Number 3, you need to set a plan. That's right. So you got your goal, you educate yourself. Now set a plan in order to get to that goal. Because if you don't set a plan, you will never get there, or you will substantially increase your chances of not getting there. Now, number 4 is you need to find the funding in order to buy deals. So make sure you have access to capital, whether that's local banks, hard money, private money, whatever it might be. Find some money, know you have access, and that way you're ready to buy a deal. And number 5, the big one, is make sure when you do find a deal and the numbers work and they're close to what works in your plan and your goals, be ready to execute on that deal. Buy that deal so you can continue to gain more experience for yourself and continue to grow as an investor, as a person, as an empire builder, and be able to take your business and your life to the next level. And all this time right now that we have at home with the stay-at-home orders and not be able to go out, most people can't go to work right now, most people can't go to restaurants, we can't go to sporting events. You have so much extra time on your hand to really focus on these 5 steps, and that way you can prepare yourself, because it may still be a few months before it becomes time to start buying these deals as the distressed properties hit the market. But now is your time where you have lots of time to go through these 5 steps and be ready to pull that trigger whenever the time comes. Thank you so much for watching this video here today, and remember, don't make Mike sad. So hit that like button below, hit that subscribe button, and please leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought about this video, and if you have any questions at all about how to get started in real estate, we want to hear about them, and we want to help you out in this time of need. And so I just hope that you continue to go out there and build your real estate business and overall build your empire. Thank you so much for watching this video, and just remember, there's so many deals to go around, and so do not be greedy with this content. Make sure you share it with others that might be interested in taking advantage of all these real estate opportunities that are going to be hitting the market very soon. So make sure you share this video and continue to get out there and build your empire.